one topic that we've never discussed up to this point is how we got a interview with BBC. And how they wanted to involve UBW in one of their documentaries, or do a documentary on UBW or backyard wrestling. At that point, when we all met, we met in Manchester, I believe. Leeds. It was Leeds. Yeah. I know it was up north. I mean, I'm from London.
I'm from London.
But I mean, what can you tell me about that experience? Why did it come together, and how did it make you feel to know that somebody like the BBC wanted to, understand and get a grasp of what you were doing?
I just want to start all of this out with when I think it was you that actually originally messaged me, and it was like, look, we've got like some BBC guys who want to do a documentary about backyard and stuff like that, and they want us to do interviews and stuff like that. And I was very much like, okay, fair enough. So I ended up going to your house at the time, and we all chilled together. We were cutting promos in your front room, and I was like, this is weird.
Remember the massive cameras they had?
This is huge. Weird. And I'm like, this is some crazy shit that we were going through, because UBW at this point was like the fact that we were getting like BBC like people's like looking at us and thinking, yeah, hang on a minute, these guys like they've got a following, they clearly they know what they're doing, let's have a chat with them and stuff like that. That's like, again, that's more viewer stuff for us and shit like that. It's more opportunities for us. That's purely how I saw it. It was an opportunity for us to develop and go further and shit like that. And it was a very weird situation, especially to turn around and hear Danny call a panini a panis.
Oh, we're bringing that up
be on
now.
the screen
Come
right
on.
now.
Right now.
Right, so you're getting ahead of yourself a little bit. I'll come into mine.
Yes,
so
yeah.
Basically what it was is that there was this company, they wanted to make a documentary about backyard wrestling.
Yeah.
And they got in touch with us because they'd seen, I keep coming back to the fact that we had 20,000 views on YouTube for Salvation. So we had this massive following. And they got in touch with us, and over many months of back and forth, and it was all Pete. Pete did all the negotiation with them. And they said, would you come meet us in Leeds for a sit-down chat?
I give Pete credit for that.
Yeah, that was all Pete.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I'm not going to say, I did that. That was all Pete did the back
That was
and forth.
Pete, yeah.
Pete did the, would you like to come? And we were, so it was on Wednesday, let's meet up in these, and it was the three of us here and Pete went and sat down with these two people who said, we want to make this documentary about backyard wrestling. We want to feature you guys heavily. And I clearly remember that it was one of those, wow, this is actually going to be fucking massive for us. And then we went to Wetherspoons and got absolutely annihilated. They drunk, and they said,
Were we drinking before we met them?
No. It was just when we went to Wetherspoons.
There was a girl and a guy. I remember that. The girl did all the talking.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I remember she brought out this notepad, and she was like taking notes. And it wasn't until, and she wasn't really writing that much until we used the words barbed wire.
Yeah.
It was when we said, we want to do a barbed wire match, and I think it was me and Pete who were thinking about that. Me and Pete never had a match. Like, fucking hell. Like, we were in a tag match together, we were in the BBW 5-way, but we never had a match. Like, and he was like, oh yeah, well, we've been thinking of doing a barbed wire match. And then all of a sudden, this woman, like, I remember it vividly, she rolls over her paper and she starts writing stuff like, oh, they want to use barbed wire. I thought we were getting done. I thought we were like, this is public violence, this is, all of that stuff. I thought we were getting screwed at the time. So, looking back on it now, it was just something that interests them.
This was in between the Relentless and the Redemption tape.
Yes, it was. It was it was around October in that year.
Yeah.
Because the one thing that clearly stands out to me is, like Dave just mentioned, that the guy and the girl, they came to my house in Stoke. Dave came to mine the night before, and we were awake at like 7 in the morning waiting for them to make sure we were all fucking wide awake. And they spent ages making sure the house looked just so our interviews looked good. And the one thing I clearly remember is them saying to us, so what did you do about injuries? And at that time, we hadn't had an injury.
We'd all been ill, we'd all wrestled ill, but we never had any injuries. As far as I'm aware, and I hate to bring this up, I hate to bring this up, there was one injury in UBW.
which is
The backdrop.
Well, that's the thing, that hadn't happened yet.
That hadn't happened yet.
This
Yeah.
recording, this
Yeah.
is in between those
So-
2 tapings, so that hadn't happened because of course we talked about on the Redemption one. Dave got injured at Redemption and Johnny got injured at Redemption.
That was kind of my fault. It was more him.
Sorry,
Johnny.
The point is, at this point when we did these recordings, we hadn't had an injury. So they came into these interviews with Dave and I. So we had an individual interview each in my living room, and then do you remember we went into Hanley Park where I used to live next door?
Yeah, we did the walk down.
We did a
Hanley
weird thing.
Park,
Yeah, we did.
yeah,
we did
God,
so they made us
damn.
film like long shots of us just walking. Like we'd be like they were saying to us like just try and think about something that makes you pensive.
I just want to
Or
say,
something
do you
like
remember what? This is just nothing to do with UBW, just on a personal note. I just want to share with you. Do you remember the night I came to visit you and your lift was broken, your elevator in your place
So
was
we had to go
broken,
up the stairs?
and we carried beer up the stairs. And by the time we got to the top, we were just like, I don't want to fucking drink this. I just want to
Yeah.
sleep. So I just want to share that with you.
Yeah, fair enough. So they made us do like they wanted to do they wanted to carry on the interview under the. Remember you? I'm sure you remember this one, Danny. The tree that Dave did the acid drop on me.
Yes.
They
yeah,
made
yeah,
us
yeah.
sit like underneath that tree and
Yeah.
do interviews from there.
Yeah.
And then they made us do like, right, okay, I want you to walk down here. I want you to look all pensive and like you're thinking about something serious. So we'd walk and then we'd go to the top.
I
and
wasn't
we'd
there
walk
for the
and we'd go to top.
recordings.
No, you weren't. No, it's
I
just
was
me-
there
it's
for
just
the.
Dave-
I was
it's
there
just-
for the meeting.
The
but
meeting
I
and
wasn't-
Liz, they chose Dave and I because they felt that we had the most charisma.
Which is true.
That you and Insano didn't.
Oh, I just walked out there and beat the shit out of someone. Like,
Pretty much. Just stop beating
Yeah,
the
do
fucking.
you remember we had to do that bit again and again and again. Just we'd walk down this hill. That just
go back up one more take.
Like you're thinking about something. Like,
See, if they didn't know, they'd have Stormzy
again
playing in the
and
background.
Again and again and again. So these guys weren't from the BBC. They were making their own independent documentary. Then we're going to try and sell it to BBC 4.
That's it, yeah.
And then when BBC
Yeah.
4 rejected it, they went, absolutely not. They wanted to go to Channel 5.
Because we were too violent, right?
Yeah. They wanted to go to Channel 5. Channel 5 turned it down. But in between all this, basically, I gave them all of our footage and said, look, just do what you will with it. If you used what, I don't care what you use, because at that point, of course, I'm happy with everything we've done. Just do what you want to do with it. But and then one day, I just remember I went for a drive in I was in Wales and my phone started ringing. I recognised the number. You know, sort of a what's happening? And like, yeah, everyone we've pitched it to has rejected it. We're not doing it anymore. And it was just like. Oh,
It's one of those things where you just sort of
Did
like.
they give you a reason? Did they say why?
It was
I
just
don't-
literally the fact that, like, as I remember it, it was literally just the fact that nobody would pick it up.
No, that's exactly
because
it.
they were an independent. We're independent developers and stuff like that, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
And they just couldn't find a platform.
Yeah, that's
which is
exactly it.
unfortunate
Yeah.
because, like, as far as they
'Cause
they
that-
actually had like an interesting story that they wanted
at
to
that
tell.
first meeting, they were like, yeah, BBC 4 will pick this up. So we've always told people, yeah, we had a meeting with the BBC because they were so sure that the BBC 4 would pick it up, or BBC 3 probably wouldn't have.
It's one of the two.
So we were like, yeah, we're going to be fucking on TV, or you know, and think about what this will do for our fucking product. And like we've just said, Pete did
Oh,
all.
Pete.
Because if I got that email, do you want to be involved? I would have gone, fuck off. So I don't want you taking the piss out of us. I think that's the thing. I would have gone, you taking the mickey, fuck it. But Pete saw it through.
Yeah.
Pete arranged that meeting lead.
And you've got to give fair play for that because, like, you know, for as much as we like garnered views and stuff like that, and we had a reputation as such, us being shown on national TV would have been fucking massive for
I
us.
bet
Absolutely
more
fucking massive.
people would have probably watched UEW, even if it was, you know, shot in a field, whatever. More people would have been interested in that if it was promoted correctly than they would be in that stupid ITV wrestling thing they
Yeah.
did. You know, because people enjoy watching real life. This is why people watch Big Brother. This is why people watch, you know, Love Island and all that other shit.
Reality TV.
It's reality TV. We're reality TV with violence, and people enjoy watching people get the fuck kicked out of them.
So
Right.
the only issue that we had, as far as I can see is the fact that we were a backyard wrestling
course,
fan.
yeah.
We couldn't get the
We
distribution.
were the
That's
it was the violence aspect of it.
That's one
It's the
thing
fact
you've
that
always said
people
about you,
turn
but-
around and were like,
couldn't get the
I'm
distribution.
not showing that. I'm not showing
The
that.
point that Dan has always made when we were doing these recordings is that when we lost the YouTube and we were solely relying on the Ning site, our viewership went down, didn't it?
Yeah.
We went from having 20,000 views a video to maybe having 5,000 views if we were lucky. If we were lucky, one of our really good shows got 5,000 views. So we lost 3/4 of our viewership overnight. So the point you make about this distribution is one of those. It's a really fair, really valid one.
No,
I think if we had a platform, not like YouTube, not like Ning, you know how you got the, I hate this. You know how you got the WWE Network,
Yeah.
right, where you've got all your archive footage and everything, and people can just we wouldn't have charged anybody anything.
No, of
We
course
just
not.
wanted to get out
Yeah,
there.
we did.
Look,
Right. If we had a platform where we wouldn't get ridiculed for the violence, we wouldn't get ridiculed because it's it's shot in some public place.
Yep.
If we had a platform where people could just come and watch
Yeah.
like you look at Backyard Feds in. Do you remember the Best of Backyard Wrestling Volume 1?
Look, the game.
No, not the game, but the DVD. It's got Tylene Buck on the cover. She was Major
Fucking
Guns.
Major Guns.
Yeah, right. That thing sold.
I need a hobby so badly.
No, but so do I. But you know what I mean, right? That thing sold millions.
It really did.
Millions.
But all the-
Millions of people bought it. If we had that distribution, if we had a platform to promote
this is the-
ourselves,
right.
we
that,
would.
that,
before
please let me just
Sorry,
say.
sorry.
Please let me just say this one. Is that we were better than them, and the reason that they
Apart
were,
from the fish that caught fire. Remember that?
all the matches on that DVD. We talked about this last night, didn't we, Dave? All the matches on that DVD were spot.
Yeah.
There was no fucking story or reason to be emotionally invested. So the reason I say that we were better than all of them is because we did stories.
We gave a shit.
Yeah. We gave people reason to care about our characters and our matches.
See, this is what I'm saying. Like, we go from YouTube, right, which is a mass thing,
Tens of thousands of views.
and then
We're fucking
all
superstars.
if we'd have known, if we'd have just given a little bit of notice or something like that, like, look, your channel's getting taken down, we could have done something about it. It's like, look, guys, we've built up this website and stuff like that. We could have promoted it more and stuff like that. The fact that we were taken down in such a vicious fashion, because that's what it was. It was literally
People
just like
hated me.
overnight.
People hated me, so
we had to hate.
They flagged your match down to get to me.
And it's
You
like,
didn't do anything wrong. It was all because they hated me.
and it's because, like, this is what I'm saying. It's like, if we'd have just been given a little bit of notice, so we could have just turned around to people and just said, like, right, we are now moving as a company over to our own website.
Yep.
People would have turned around and been like, okay, fair enough, I'm going to start following them there.
Yeah, I
right?
agree.
And that, it might not have saved them all. Probably, let's say it saves half. So you've got 10,000 people turning up to the website every single day,
Yeah.
right? This is what I'm saying. If we'd have just been given just a little bit of notice that our channel was getting
so we
taken
could
down
have
or
just said
whatever,
to
it would have been a
people.
completely different story.
But yeah, but because people hated me, our entire roster suffered for it, and that's one of the things that I'm quite bitter about, because these haters who would flag our videos for adult fighting or violence or something like that, and it's one of those. But Extreme Dave's done nothing to you.
No, I disagree.
Go on.
I disagree.
Go on.
I think that you making video, and you used to, but you didn't like in the capacity that Mark did. I think. No. Realistically.
Chat rap, 16,000 views.
Yeah,
Just saying.
No. Being realistic here. No, you did. Yeah. You stopped making videos around a time. And you still watch stuff, and you still did a video now and then, but people loved your YouTube channel,
You did.
right?
We're friends.
We're friends because of it, right? Well, your old one, not your new one. Your new one's shit. It's got nothing on it apart from you sitting in a van, like moaning about how you don't do vids anymore, right?
That's me fucking told, isn't it?
Wow. Ultimate burial.
you weren't looking for views from your YouTube subscribers. You were looking for views from people who were emotionally invested in the product, which is what you want from a wrestling show, right?
Yep.
You stop making videos, and I tell you this to this day. You need to stop. Thanks, Dave. Thank you.
Edit this bit, fuckers.
Edit.
Right. You stop making vids.
Yep.
Okay. UBW's fan base declined when that happened. Okay. If you'd kept making
Yeah,
vids.
because I had to keep making new accounts because every time I
No,
put
but
one
no. There were times when you made a video, be it WCW East or whatever, reviews, where you would say, "Go check out UBW," blah blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
yeah.
Right. That was promotion in itself because you had a substantial amount of subscribers who would actually listen to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You stopped making vids. Yeah. People loved your vids. They loved yours. Right. You stopped promoting in that way, and this goes all the way back to what I was saying about distribution. If no one knows about it, how the fuck are they supposed to care about it?
Well, can I then turn that on its head and say that we had a roster of 10, let's say for argument's sake, 10 men. What do the other 9 men do?
Chris Jericho made a very good point. He said that you can have the greatest match in the world in front of a house show,
Yep.
in front of 200 people,
Yep.
right? But no one's there to
No
see
one's
it.
there apart from the people,
Yeah.
the people, the
You can
people
have a
who were
match
there,
at Mania.
they loved it.
You can have a match at Mania, and oh my god, everybody knows about it. And it's the same thing. It works with every promotion, no matter how big you are. If people know about it, they will pay attention to it and they'll watch it.
Let's say
No one knew about UBW towards the end.
Let's say Magnum. Let's use Magnum as an example. What did Magnum do to promote our shows? He didn't do fucking nothing.
He bumped.
He bumped.
He bumped.
He was the best wrestler in the company, but he didn't fucking share the vids. He didn't have a YouTube presence or anything like that. It's all on me, and then but the thing is, I then win the championship, and people go, ooh. Yeah, people were so ready to criticise me at the best of times, and tell me the hating videos, and that saying they were going to come to our tapings and fuck me off. So I win the championship, and it's one of those, oh yeah, because it's Mark's company.
Again, we go back to the situation of like let's say for example, that I turn around and I'm like, well, I put up promotion videos and stuff like that, but because I'm affiliated with you, purely because I did a promo video so many years back, and I won a fucking
You won a promo contest.
I won a 1PW DVD,
You did?
right? That's what the entire basis was on. And because of that, it's like every single UBW vid or anything like that I did, it got downgraded because of bullshit.
Association, yeah.
And it's like,
And it's faceless haters who go, I'm going to flag this video down. And,
but
10 years later, you start going, why couldn't you just let it be? One of the things I love about this, we're the day and age where we are now. We've got the UBW archive where everything that we ever made is
Which
online.
hasn't been taken down
Which
yet.
hasn't been made yet. We've got backstage footage. We've got all
How
the
many views are these videos getting that we're doing? Like, because we've done quite a few of these,
Chronicles.
Yeah.
They're about 200 a time.
which is still something. I mean, that's 200
it means
people.
that
who've taken
200
their
people
time to
have
watch.
listened to what we're saying now, and and taken the time to listen to what we've got to say. I always think that's amazing. But
I think, and I always say this, and I'll stick by this. Everyone has their opinion. You've asked mine. My opinion, the reason why UBW isn't in existence today is because we didn't get the distribution. If we had a platform to put it on, we would have kept going.
Yeah.
People would have wanted to see us. People would have subscribed to that. People would have cared enough to give time out of their day to watch us do what we love to do.
I go back to my
But we didn't have that,
previous
and that's
argument
why it died.
of, like, if
got
we'd have
nothing to
just
do
been
with, like-
given time to sort of develop, okay, right, we've got our own website. We have got our own website.
Ning.
We had Ning.
And Ning went down the shitter because Ning went out of business, for those of you who don't know. But
this is what I'm saying, right? If we'd have just been given a couple of seconds to just turn around and think to ourselves like, right, okay, this is what we're dealing with, right? We'd have been fine. We'd have sorted something out, something would have been worked out. It's the fact that everything hit us all at once. Yeah. And I'm not just talking about the YouTube, as soon as YouTube went down, I got fucking Dave breaking backdrop of Doom. Johnny got fucking broken, and then all of this culminates. So the last few shows of UBW that you actually see are shows that are like not half-arsed as such. I can't say that they're half-arsed.
We had our peak. Our
of
peak was Relentless, which we're going to talk about in a minute. So please stay with us. But Relentless was our peak. And because Relentless, every single match on that show, which again we'll talk about in a minute, was as good as we will get.
Join us next time where we talk about Relentless.
So we're going to end this episode now.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning in. I was about to say shooting from the horse's mouth. It's not.
Fucking hell, I haven't said that for 10 years.
What would you say? It was 10 years ago.
Thank you for joining us on Screwdriver with a Twist.
That's our podcast idea.
Yeah, that's our podcast idea. Which, again, we'll
It's
talk about
terrible.
another time. What's wrong with Screwdriver with a Twist?
Well, I mean, you've always got
Steiner
Ace
move.
Payne.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, anyway, thank you for joining us on this, and we'll see you for Relentless.
Love ya.
So, are we going to do Relentless over Pop
We'll do
Jobs?
Relentless and we'll go eat. Alright.
I have an empty glass, so.
Okay, fine. We'll drink this and we'll